Many years ago, in a humble but dirty cottage deep in the forest, there lived a dirty but humble mud-maker. He labored from sun-up to sundown making. For then, as now, the mud market was rather weak. When his day was done, he left the mud puddle and returned to the cottage, where his wife always met him with a hot meal, which she always threw directly at his forehead.
Why must you throw dinner at me, dearest?
Because, good husband, I am unhappy.
So saying, she served him his apple pie, which she always aimed directly at his left cheek, and shuffled off to bed. Now, being a mud-maker is bad enough, but being a mud-maker with an unhappy wife is too much to bear. So, early the next morning, the mud-maker awoke to the sound of a rooster crowing. Unfortunately, he mistook the rooster for an alarm clock and tried to turn it off, which resulted in one unhappy rooster. In any case, he awoke and quietly stole from the house and into the woods, to a tiny house made of cheese, where it was said a good fairy lived. He knocked.
For crying out loud, what do you want? If you're here to try to sell me Amway,
Are you the good fairy?
Of course I'm the good fairy. What kind of stupid question?
Yes. Well, you see, my wife is unhappy.
Big deal.
If we could have a son to keep her company.
Alright, I get the picture. With a tap of my wand, I grant your wish.
So saying, the good fairy tapped the mud-maker on the head with her wand. Fortunately for him, the good fairy didn't get a proper wind-up, and he suffered only a mild concussion. The mud-maker staggered home as fast as he could.
Oh, darling, you'll never guess what happened. I found a baby boy on the doorstep.
Hooray! It worked! Where is he?
I put in the thimble.
And indeed, instead of going to bed, the baby boy had crawled into a thimble, for he was about as small as you can get. In any case, strangely enough, the little boy just never seemed to grow. And 30 years later, the mud-maker went back to the good fairy.
Is there anything we can do to make our boy grow that's within the FDA regulation?
Take this magic tick-beat and put it under his bed. Or, in his case, under his thimble. Now, get out of here!
The mud-maker followed the good fairy's instructions to a P, and sure enough, within 24 hours his son had shot up to a height that would rival any member of the local village 1476ers wrestling team.
Why, he's 7 feet tall.
And his stomach isn't anything to sneeze at either.
And so, they called their boy Thom Tum, and, needless to say, the boy lived up to his name. He ate and ate and ate. He joined the Clean Plate Club. And then he ate his plate and joined the lesser-known Clean Table Club. Then, when he had eaten all there was in the house, he set off through the woods, gobbling up everything in his path. His concerned father decided he'd better go see the good fairy to see what she could do about this.
Good fairy, what happened to your house made of cheese?
Some big fat cat ate it and ran off down the road yelling, "Food, food!"
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you about.
Well, if I ever find out who that brat's father is, I'll turn him into a toad.
A toad?
Now, what was it that you wanted to ask me?
Think it'll rain?
No.
Me either. See ya.
Now, it so happened, a few miles away, on this very day, the king was celebrating his birthday, and among the many fine presents he received was a beautiful fat duck.
This better be an enchanted duck, 'cause if it ain't, it's a pretty lame gift.
Indeed, it was an enchanted duck, although it didn't lay golden eggs. That's another story. But it did lay eggs, by the dozens. This duck would not stop laying eggs, and before long the castle was filled to overflowing with white, flawless eggs. The king, who had high cholesterol to begin with, was very unhappy with the situation, and became so desperate that he sent out a proclamation offering 1,000 palooza to anyone who could rid the castle of eggs. Hearing this, the old mudmaker realized he had an answer to his problems. He brought his boy to the castle.
You say your boy Thom Tum will get rid of the eggs?
Yes, sir, sire.
And with that, the mudmaker let his son loose, and the boy dove into the palace of eggs and ate like he never ate before. He ate them scrambled and deviled, over easy and over hard, sunny side up and dark side out. But those jaws didn't stop there. The boy also ate the duck. He ate the tables, the chairs, the walls, the floor. The situation was getting really bad. The king, calling for his fastest horse, sped to the cottage of the mudmaker.
Listen, you gotta take him back.
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
Humor me, I'm the king.
Sorry.
Take him back, and I'll give you a kingdom of your very own.
The mudmaker didn't need to consult his financial planner about that one. The king returned Thom Tum to the old mudmaker, and the mudmaking family moved to a far-off land to rule over it. The mudmaker's wife solved their son's eating disorder by giving him mud pie, which, as we all know, is enough to kill anybody's appetite. And to make certain they would never be troubled again, no food was allowed in the kingdom. The people were always famished, and so the tiny country was called Hungary. They all lived happily, if thinly, ever after.